Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really plunging into something that I think is pretty vital for anyone navigating their career right now.
Mm.
We're talking about careers in the age of AI. It's
Yeah.
not just, a buzzword anymore, is it? It feels like a fundamental shift.
Oh, totally.
Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And it's interesting because, when most people think AI and jobs, the first thought is usually,
Am I going to lose my job?
exactly, oh no, is AI going to replace me? But what we're digging into today, using this really insightful guide,
Which one is that?
it's called The Top AI Tools for 2025, A Guide for AI Generalists by Max Ham.
Okay.
And the point it makes is that the conversation needs to be, well, bigger than just replacement. It's about a fundamental reshaping of work itself.
Right. So our mission today for you listening is really understand the strategy, I guess, how to build a long-term successful career with AI in the picture.
Mm-hmm.
And we're focusing on this idea of the AI generalist.
Yeah.
And the tools they use,
Huh.
the promise here. It's about getting, what the source calls an unfair advantage.
Advantage, yeah.
So to kick us off, the source starts with this pretty stark warning, actually.
Oh, yeah.
It says, while most of the world is still debating whether AI will replace jobs, the usual chatter,
Right.
the smart money, savvy entrepreneurs, and adaptable professionals are quietly learning to become AI generalists.
Hmm. So, well, everyone's arguing, others are just doing it.
Exactly. And that's a staggering thought when you think about, traditional teams.
Yeah, departments and stuff.
It's talking about individuals who can use a bunch of AI tools to do work that used to take whole teams.
And what's fascinating, like you said, is how the article frames this as now. It's a present-day reality,
Right.
not some sci-fi future.
Right. Not 10 years down the line.
No. And it directly states that the old model career specialization,
Yeah.
spending years getting really good at one thing.
Hoping it doesn't get automated away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That model is, quote, officially dead.
Wow.
The new model is all about learning to use a whole set of different AI tools, kind of like
A Swiss Army knife.
yeah, exactly, Swiss Army knife, turning you into, effectively, a one-person army.
A one-person army. That's quite the image. But what does that mean, practically, for someone listening?
Good question.
The article uses this cool evolutionary analogy. Can you unpack that a bit?
Sure. So think about this. Scientists figure like 99% of all species ever are extinct now.
Wow, 99%.
Yeah. And why? Not because they were weak or dumb, but they just couldn't adapt fast enough when things changed.
Okay.
So the source compares the specialist to a dinosaur, specifically the giant panda.
Ah, the bamboo eater.
Right. Eats only bamboo. If the bamboo disappears, well, panda's in trouble.
Right.
Professionally, that's the person whose whole career is just one specific repeatable task. If AI can do that task.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Got it. And the contrast is the generalist, who's like the raccoon.
Exactly. The raccoon, they're the ultimate generalist.
They eat garbage, live anywhere.
Pretty much. They can eat almost anything, live almost anywhere.
Yeah.
They thrive when things are chaotic because they're so adaptable. That is their superpower.
Makes sense.
So in the age of AI, you really don't want to be the dinosaur.
You want to be the raccoon?
You want to be the raccoon. Versatility is key.
It really clicks when you put it like that. And the contrast it draws. Old world specialist versus new world generalist. It's just so stark.
Yeah, the comparison is pretty dramatic.
Like old world. Years and tons of money learning to code or law school or design school.
Uh-huh.
And then you just cross your fingers and hope automation doesn't hit your niche.
Right, the hoping strategy.
But the new world, it's talking weeks, not years, to get good with these AI tools.
Weeks. Seriously.
Yeah. Building without a degree, automating complex stuff without being a tech whiz, that's pretty transformative.
It really is. And this leads to something else the source brings up, Nassim Taleb's idea of anti-fragility.
Antifragile, things that get stronger from stress.
Exactly. Things that actually benefit from shocks, from volatility, chaos, and that's what the AI generalist becomes.
Okay.
An anti-fragile professional, someone who gets stronger, more capable, more valuable because technology is changing so fast.
So they don't just survive change, they actually thrive on it.
That's the idea. They benefit from the chaos.
Okay, that's a powerful concept. So if we want to become these anti-fragile raccoons, I guess, What skills are we talking about?
Oh, yeah, the antifragile raccoons.
The guide lays out 4 superpowers, right? Not
Yeah.
just learning tools, but building capabilities.
Exactly. It's about the underlying powers. And those 4 are create, connect, automate, and build.
Create, connect, automate, build.
Master those,
Yeah.
and you start building a career that's like basically future-proof, recession-proof, AI-proof, you name it.
Okay, let's dive into number 1, the power to create. It calls this your personal creative agency, bringing ideas to life, images, designs, videos super fast, like in minutes.
Yeah. And the first tool they highlight is ChatGPT 4.0's image generation, or, similar models.
Okay, the image stuff.
What's incredible is creating pro-quality graphics, logos, even photorealistic mock-ups
Yeah.
just from typing text.
Right.
The big deal is it just removes that whole barrier of needing design skills or like expensive software like Photoshop. You just see your idea instantly.
That is a huge barrier gone. But it mentions this brief-to-image secret sauce. That sounded clever. It's not just a simple prompt, right?
No, it's smarter than that. It's a two-step thing.
Yeah.
First, you tell the AI roughly what you want, like need a logo for AI Fire Eco Coffee.
Okay, basic idea.
Then, and this is the key part, you ask the AI to act like a pro brand designer and write a super detailed design brief for that logo.
Whoa, you asked the AI to write the brief.
Yeah, it'll ask you questions, figure out style, colors, mood, all that stuff. Then you feed that really detailed AI-generated brief back into the image generator.
Ah, okay, so you're guiding its thinking first.
Exactly. And the result, honestly, it's amazing. You get something that looks just like what you were picturing.
Wow.
Because you basically forced the AI to think through the design principles before just spitting something out. It's not guessing anymore.
That is smart. Man, I remember logo design being this whole back and forth process.
Weeks, right.
Yeah, or hours wrestling with software. Okay, another create tool. VEO3 by Google. Your Hollywood in a box.
Ooh, okay.
This is cutting-edge AI for generating like hyper-realistic HD video clips from text prompts.
Video from text.
Yeah, and it's apparently top tier for cinematic stuff, synchronized audio, consistent characters, the works.
Okay, why is that a game changer, though?
Well, think about it. It fundamentally changes the cost and time for high-quality video.
Right, no film crew needed.
Exactly. What used to need a crew, actors, gear, weeks of editing, now it's like minutes on a laptop.
Okay, that's huge for solo creators or small businesses.
Totally. The source gives an example prompt like extreme close-up, slow-mo, steak hits hot skillet, intense sizzle, steam.
Yeah. And VEO3 apparently spits out a professional, usable, even emotional video clip. Just like that.
That's pretty incredible. Really changes the creative landscape.
Okay, so that's creating stuff. Power, #2, the power to connect. This is about getting your ideas and voice out there, right? Authentically.
Yeah, connecting your content with an audience effortlessly and, importantly, sounding like you.
And the tool highlighted is Poppy AI. It's described as a next-gen AI writing assistant.
Right. Designed to learn and adapt to your unique style and voice. Perfectly.
So not just a generic chatbot.
No, the key is what the source calls context and memory. It's trained on you.
How does that work? The professional setup.
Yeah, you give it documents about you, your company. You give it a system prompt like, be encouraging but expert. Use simple analogies. No corporate jargon.
Defining your voice.
Exactly. Define your brand ethos. And then you feed it stuff you've already written that worked well. YouTube transcripts, blog posts, emails.
So it learns your style. Precisely. And the result. Everything it generates sounds like you wrote it, not a robot.
Okay, that's actually really useful. Scaling your communication without losing your personality.
Yeah, it's like having a perfect digital ghostwriter. Indistinguishable from you. Allows you to be everywhere without, cloning yourself.
Right. Okay, power, #3, the power to automate. Building your own digital workforce, basically.
Yeah, creating systems that just do the repetitive stuff for you. Frees you up for the important strategic thinking.
Makes sense. And the tool here is Relevance AI.
That's a key one, yeah. It lets you build custom AI tools and autonomous agents without needing to code.
Custom tools? Like what?
Well, the source talks about a 2-layer system. Layer 1 is AI tools. These do one specific job perfectly and on command.
Example?
Like a tool to summarize long articles or sort customer feedback by sentiment, or maybe find sales leads matching certain criteria. Simple, specific jobs.
Okay, handy little helpers. And layer 2?
Layer 2 is AI agents. Think of the agent as the manager for your tools.
Ah, more advanced.
Yeah. It combines multiple tools, but adds reasoning, memory, and it can take actions on its own to achieve more complex goals.
Okay, give me an example.
The source mentions a business owner using an agent to handle customer follow-ups overnight.
While they sleep.
Yeah. The agent reads new emails, uses a tool for sentiment analysis, maybe another to check purchase history, then drafts replies for the owner to approve in the morning.
Wow. Okay, that's a serious time saver, especially for like small teams.
Huge. Another big automation tool mentioned is NAN. The article calls it the new king of AI-powered workflow automation.
N8N sounds kind of techy, better than like Zapier.
Well, the source argues it's often better for AI generalists because it's more powerful and flexible for complex AI stuff.
How so?
It has this visual canvas for building workflows, but with more advanced logic like loops, conditional if-then switches.
Okay, so you can build more sophisticated processes.
Exactly. And it's apparently great for building those AI agents we just talked about. You can create really complex, multi-step AI workflows that can run fully autonomously.
Right. The example was a student managing coursework.
Yeah, an 8-in workflow triggers when they get a university email. An AI tool pulls out the assignment and due date.
Okay.
Then, maybe weekly, the workflow compiles everything into a digest, updates their calendar, adds tasks to their to-do list automatically.
That is seriously useful. Takes the mental load off managing all that admin.
Yeah, it's like having a super organized personal assistant who never forgets anything.
Okay, final one. Power #4. The power to build. This one feels like the biggest leap. Creating new digital tools, apps from scratch.
Yeah, this was always the domain of software developers, right? Not anymore, apparently.
And the tool is Lovable AI, your no-code application superpower.
That's the one. It's a leading platform where you literally just describe the app or website you want in plain English.
You just talk to it.
Pretty much. And its AI generates a functional real-world product. Fast. Lightning speed, the source says.
Okay, that sounds like magic. Is this the vibe coding thing?
Yep, that's the term they use, the vibe coding revolution.
So you don't need the technical details.
Yep, you just need to clearly explain the vibe, the look, the feel, the function. What should it do? What should it feel like?
And the AI just builds it.
The AI handles the execution, yeah. The example is an employee needing a custom dashboard for team metrics.
Instead of filing an IT ticket and waiting forever.
Right. They just describe it to Lovable AI. Need a dashboard, pull sales data from this Google Sheet, show monthly revenue as a bar chart, list the top 5 team members,
Yeah.
and they get a working dashboard. Maybe that same day.
Okay, that fundamentally changes who can build software. That's huge.
Totally. Democratizes building, basically. Removes that huge programming bottleneck.
So what I really like here is that it's not just theory. The source actually gives a plan, right?
Yeah.
A 30-day AI Generalist transformation plan.
That's right. Super practical. It breaks it down week by week.
Can you give us the quick version?
Sure. Week 1 is creative and connection. Use ChatGPT for images with that brief trick. Make a video. Set up Poppy AI with your voice. Week 2 is automation. Build some Relevance AI tools and maybe a simple agent, plus a basic N8N workflow.
Right.
Week 3 is building. Jump into Lovable AI, build your first simple app and maybe a landing page. Get your hands dirty.
Making something real.
Yep. And week 4 is integration and scale. Start combining the tools. Like make an N8N workflow, use a Relevance AI tool you built. Design an interface and build it in Lovable. Plan a real project.
That's a really solid, actionable roadmap. Not just go learn AI, but specific steps.
Yeah, it makes becoming an AI generalist feel achievable, not just some abstract idea.
Definitely. So wrapping up, the source's conclusion kind of brings it all together.
Yeah, it really hammers it home. It says the writing is on the wall. Meaning that old path, specializing in one reputable skill, it's getting increasingly fragile. AI is going to automate a lot of that.
Okay, the threat is real.
But AI also empowers the generalist, the digital raccoon, as they call it.
Right.
Empowers them to do things one person could never do before.
So the choice presented is pretty clear, isn't it?
Yeah.
Stark, really.
You can specialize, dig deep into one thing, and just hope. Hope it stays relevant.
Cross your fingers.
Or you generalize with AI, you learn this toolkit, these powers, create, connect, automate, build, and you become more valuable, more adaptable, more anti-fragile as tech keeps changing.
Yeah. You ride the wave instead of getting swamped by it. It's a big decision, like you said, for anyone thinking about their career right now.
It really is. And the source ends with that classic quote, slightly adapted, the future is here, it's just not evenly distributed yet.
Yeah. Provocative.
And then it leaves you with the ultimate question, doesn't it?
The big one for the listener.
The question is no longer if the revolution will happen, but whether you'll be leading it or being left behind by it.
Oof. Yeah. Which side are you going to be on? This makes you really think about which path to take.
It certainly does.
Yep.
Are you going to be the dinosaur or the digital raccoon? Something to mull over.
Definitely food for thought. Well, thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. We hope it gave you a lot to consider about maybe becoming an AI generalist yourself.